Hey everyone, Matt with Sons of the Shepherd, and I've been promising you guys some really big news. I've been waiting to tell you about it for a little bit. I only had 2 pieces of news, but ends up being 3 pieces of news tonight. But before I do, I just want to share with you a little bit of a verse that I've been thinking about today. It's in Romans. It talks about weeping with those that weep and rejoicing with those that rejoice. I think that's a unique practice that Christian faith has, is that when our people sorrow, we sorrow alongside with them. When they rejoice, we rejoice alongside with them. And I think there's a beauty in having God's people come together, His church, the called out people of Christ, to walk with one another through life's highs and lows. I think that's one of the reasons that Scripture speaks to the church being a family. And I love that old hymn that the Gaithers had, The Family of God. And I'm sure you guys could probably remember that old song. To be a part of the family of God. And I know the family of God has been phenomenal to my family the last now 2+ years since Tiffany's cancer diagnosis, providing for my family whenever we had medical bills that piled up beyond recognition, and just seeing God's faithfulness just immerse my family in what would be the most difficult time. I tell people that Tiffany's cancer diagnosis to now, from January 2024 to this moment, has been one of the most beautiful moments where you see Christ's church do what it's supposed to do, actually be the hands and the feet of Jesus. So for those of you that have been helping and praying and loving, thank you so much. You've seen me go from a cancer diagnosis to 10 months of walking Tiffany closer to heaven's doors, to her going home, to adjusting to being a solo dad, to doing ministry, to all of a sudden God providing someone to fall in love with, and then leave a ministry that I love and that I did with Tiffany, all of a sudden to be able to now create a ministry called Sons of the Shepherd. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. So my 3 big announcements for you guys tonight, 3 huge announcements. First one is my website is finally live. You can go to www.sonsoftheshepherd.org. 99.99% of it is finished. I am so excited and proud of this website. It's been something that me and the web designer have been working on since February. We actually started talking about it in January, but we started building it in February. And we wanted to make sure everything was right, that everything looked beautiful. And I really encourage you to go to this hub. It's almost mind-boggling to know that there are only 2 web pages in all of North America that are geared to offering hurting men with hope and healing through the gospel. This is a big deal. For 4.5 million widowers in the United States and Canada, this is only one of 2 sites dedicated specifically for them, to give them a home, to give them a place where they belong. And I cannot tell you how absolutely excited I am to have this website finally up and running. There's the home page that has beautiful graphics to it. It gives you an idea of what the ministry is. It has you ability to be able to sign up for newsletters, to talk about one-on-one conversations, how you can connect. It has online registration forms and information for future retreats. It talks about care packages and how you could sign up. And that's a great blessing by itself, because that has been difficult to get all under one house, to get those care package information there. It talks about the in-home Bible studies that I'm creating that's going to be available soon. It talks about the devotional materials that you can connect with. It gives you the about us, like the reason why Sons of the Shepherd exists. It gives you the ability to connect, to give online through Commission Every Nation. Everything is streamlined under one location. And then there's a resource tab at the top. And under the resource tab, you guys can get connected with the Facebook page. You can get connected with the YouTube channel. You can get connected with TikTok. You can get connected with the Instagram page that we run. You can also connect through the blogs. So the blogs run live on there. You can connect to the prayer letter on there. So that is just a huge, huge blessing. I think it's been like 120, 150 days of going back and forth, making sure that it looked perfect. And I am so pleased with it. So I really encourage you guys, sonsoftheshepherd.org, take a look at it. Make sure you sign up for anything on there that you want to look at. That is a big piece of information, number 1. Big piece of information, number 2, is I've been talking to you guys about the podcast that I've been creating, and I've been tweaking it and still learning how to do it. And it's not perfect, but the podcast actually is live right now. It is on Spotify. You guys can find the link of it on the actual website now. But it's called The Shepherd's Table. This is the graphic that's been created for it. It's a podcast for widowers, but it's not just for widowers. It's for anybody that would like to tune in and learn a little bit more about grief. The introductory episode, the volume's not real high because I had to learn how to do it. But the second one was absolutely perfect for volume. So we have some people that have been tuning in already to listen to it. And like a little bit of a preview, a soft opening. But the podcast is open and we have people listening to it. There's only 2 episodes up right now. And right now we're just updating them sporadically as time goes on. But those podcasts are going to go on multiple grief websites to be able to encourage men. We're in current conversation with a couple grief-based ministries that this would actually be an attachment to go onto their website so men would have an opportunity. The goal of the podcast and the website, the goal of all of that is that there will be a place not for just a dozen men, not just for 100 men, not just for hundreds of men, but to create a website for thousands of men to be able to connect with. The podcast gives men an opportunity in their quiet hours to be able to listen to a faith-based podcast about grief and what it means to be a widower and how to find hope and healing. It offers Bible studies. It talks about the gospel, talks about biblical truth that the men need integrated into their life. Has so many great subjects that are going to be on that podcast, and they can listen to it in their car. They can plug it in. Currently in the process of setting it up on Apple Podcasts too. So that is all phenomenal and all fantastic. And I am so excited for what God's been doing with the podcast. So excited with that. I'm going to put the link for the podcast up on the the Facebook feed here in a little bit. So you guys want to, you just click on it and it'll take you straight to the episodes to listen to. Apologize again for the first one not having a high volume, but the second one definitely compensates for the first one to have a high volume. But the podcast, Shepherd's Table, if you are interested, I do have a few Shepherd's Table stickers for you guys. So if you want one, let me know. And I will make sure that I get one of these into the mail for you so you guys can be able to share it with other people. You know, a guy that could use it. It's a big deal. The podcast is a language of people my age, under the age of 40. They love listening to podcasts. So it is a fantastic tool, and I'm excited to have it ready and raring to go. But my third piece of information, I've been talking a lot about mission support. So mission support is looking at guaranteed monthly support, and then you look at what God's been doing through people giving one-time gifts divided out amongst an entire year. Not to be at 100% support yet. We want to get there as close as what we can be. But my goal is to be as close to 75% support as what I can. Because at 75%, that supports my family at a good income that we could be able to make ends meet. Not a lot of savings involved in that 75%, but it does make sure that all of our end means are taken care of. And at this point in time, we are only about 4 or 5 people away from giving $50 a month to being at that 75%. That is a phenomenal gift. From starting in January to now, almost 6 months later from introducing Sons of the Shepherd, to have 58 different financial partners come and join us. 58 different financial partners. A lot of them are men. A lot of them are men. Some of them are widower men that say, I need a partner to walk alongside with me. I'm so incredibly blessed by every gift that has been given, and I am humbled by the way that people have entrusted me with the finances. And through those finances, the website exists. Through those finances, a podcast exists. Through those finances, a Bible studies exist. Through those finances, we're writing material and blogs, and through those materials, I'm meeting one-on-one with men to the point where I am now at, I believe, 8 consecutive weekdays where I've sat with a man that is a widower who has lost a spouse, and just loving on that man. Anywhere from the last week talking to men that are in their early 20s, and the oldest man that I just chatted with last week was 78, that's lost his spouse in April. And those gifts aren't just salary for me to be able to make ends meet, to pay bills, to get groceries, house payment, electric, all those things. Not just the ability to be able to eventually immigrate and have a life that's going to be unique and changed as we present a ministry to 2 countries, to the United States and to Canada. But it's also the ability to be able to minister to people. And your giving has just been so humbling. So I believe, once again, 4 or 5 more people to give $50 a month gets me at around that 75% marker. Not at 100%. I'd love to be at 100% because 100% would give me the salary that I had previously with my past ministry that I had, and it would be able to help us make sure we would be able to plan for retirement. We'd be able to have a better insurance program and things like that. But we're just talking bare bones finances. We're able to do it with a little bit more giving. So if you're interested in giving, I'd be humbled. I'd be honored to have you come alongside the ministry, that we would be able to see you join Sons of the Shepherd. I want to give you guys just a thanks from the bottom of my heart for the website. The website has been a labor of love, but a labor of also your giving. The website has cost well over $1,500 by the time it's all said and done to make sure that it could be a tool in the hands of people. Could not have launched that without you. The podcast, the material in order to buy it, in order to learn everything, to get the audio equipment that's going to be on the computer, to be able to buy the licensing and to be able to host it on certain pages, that has been probably $600 or $700. And that's a blessing because I couldn't do that without you guys being able to give. And even things like this, just simple things like Sons of the Shepherd tape stickers for the podcast. Those things all are ministry support. So tonight, the three big things that I want to share with you is the website, the podcast, and the financial giving that you all have been just such a big part of. I would love to have you guys partner with me. I'll share with you a link on how you could partner, or you could find it on the website, sonsoftheshepherd.org. You can find out how to be able to donate on a monthly basis or on a single-time basis, or maybe you don't feel comfortable giving, but you're interested in the ministry. I would love to have you guys sign up for the newsletter or any other information that we can have. I would love, be humbled, honored to have you guys do that. So the reason I started out with that verse tonight, we weep with those that weep, we rejoice with those that rejoice. You guys wept with me whenever I was weeping. And trust me, there's still long nights where there's weeping. But I thank you that you've decided to come alongside me and rejoice as I'm able to see God rejoicing in the life that we're living and what we're doing. Just want to thank you guys for being so great. Check out the website, check out the podcast. And if you guys are interested in giving, we'd love to have you partner with me. God bless you guys. Have a good night. Bye now.